All right, so we're going to get started now. There might be some people that come in, but we have a lot of presentations to get through today. So for the sake of time, we want to definitely start kicking off the announcements so we can get to everyone's presentations. So everyone, thank you for showing up. I know, again, like we're all across different time zones. So, it might be early morning, it might be late at night, might be middle of the day for you. But it's very exciting to have everyone finally being able to present their project ideas that, they come together. They've found people to work with, they've collaborated with their mentors to figure out what idea that they would like to build throughout the rest of this fellowship. So today is the PPD, the Project Presentation Day. My name is Jordan. I'm the head of business development here at StateStyle. So today what we'll discuss like some announcements from the StateStyle side, discuss like the timeline that we have set for today, and then we'll get into the presentations, which will be about a 2-hour time period that we set aside. So getting into the announcements, we kind of just wanted to let everyone track, where we are, what has been done, and what's coming forward. We've had a lot of events so far. We, of course, had our opening ceremony event. We had a discussion from past alumni around the NEAR scholarship. We had someone come in for an open session to discuss, things around the NEAR protocol and ecosystem. And then today is the PPD. We have a few events coming forward as well, a few more open sessions scheduled. The most recent one is in a week with the Clayton blockchain. We have an AMA with 101x.xyz, and then the Future of StateStyle AMA scheduled. There's a few more AMAs and open sessions that are getting scheduled, and there will be more announcements shared with them soon. And then we can expect the demo day, which is, the sum of it all, to be around the end of September on the 29th. So an update on the avatar NFTs. So there are a few changes coming to the avatar NFTs. We'll be moving them to the Ethereum blockchain. And we're going to be creating some added benefits to the NFTs as well as creating some more inclusive traits. As we are global, there's people from all different backgrounds. So we definitely wanted to provide more characteristics that could represent different groups. So yeah, you can expect that to be launched sometime around the end of the fellowship. Every fellow and mentor who participated will get one. And we would also like you guys to deposit your Ethereum addresses in this Google spreadsheet below. So this link should be, one of our teammates should be sharing it in the comment section, but we will also be posting it in the notification channel on Discord as well, so you can refer to that. We'll send another reminder, but we would like to take this time to collect everyone's Ethereum addresses. Maybe there's some surprises in between that we can deliver as well. But yeah, this will be for collection of your avatar NFT after the fellowship. So this is an important slide, the mandatory interim questionnaire. So this was one of the expectations that we set for the fellows at the beginning of the fellowship, that one of the questionnaires that you will have to submit. So the link is provided here as well in the group, in the chat box as well, but we will also be posting it in the notification channel in Discord. So make sure you guys fill this out. It should only take 5 to 10 minutes. It's only for the fellows, and it's due this Sunday. So this is a very important form to fill out. This is one of the required forms in order to complete the fellowship at the end. So the bounty events. So right now we have 2 bounty events going on, right? So this is a chance for you to engage with the community, to show your experience that you've had so far with StateStyle, and also earn a little bit of money. So we have 2 bounties ongoing. They're still open. We've only had a few people participate so far. So, this is just your chance to show your experience in StateStyle, but also to earn a little bit of cash on the side. So our next open session will be from the Clayton Network. This is going to be a really strong presentation. We feel, Clayton is doing a lot in the metaverse space, and we just came off of attending Korean Blockchain Week, and Clayton had a very big presence during the event. They're taking a big step into the metaverse and focusing on things like gaming and NFTs. So it'll be a great chance for those who are interested to learn. I mean, even those who haven't dipped their toes yet into the Clayton or metaverse space, I think this will be a very great chance for you to learn, how to get into that space. We want to make sure that there is a strong attendance. Clayton, of course, is one of our grant partners, and of course are giving grant incentives for this fellowship as well. So that will be on August 25th, next week, around the same time as right now. Awesome. So those are all the announcements. We'll make sure that after the event, we will share the announcements in the Discord channel as well. So for people who, are just joining or who need a refresher, we'll make sure that all the announcements are in one place. So now we will finally get into the project presentations. Really excited to hear everyone's project ideas that they will be building throughout the fellowship. We do have some partners on the call. There's a few venture partners here. There is some teams from Near here. There's teams from Clayton here. So this is a chance to also show off, what you're working on, and also get some feedback from our partners as well. So what we have slated for everyone, your ideas, we ask that you keep it to 5 minutes, and then we will leave room for about 1 or 2 comments. We really only have time for maybe 1 minute or so of comments from our partners. So if you're a partner on the call, please keep the comment limited. We would like it to be more feedback oriented, discuss maybe a similar project that they can maybe research, help them add very quickly to their value proposition, maybe give an idea of how they can implement this project. But really, this is a time for them to give the idea so that everyone, has a chance to talk about what they'll be building. All right, so we'll jump right into it. So the first of the presentations, most of them will have visuals. So if we're able to open up screen sharing to the teams that will be presenting, that would be great. Our first project will be.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. So it's Abhay and me, Himang Parmar at this side. We are from Reveal Labs. And today we'll be presenting the topic that we've been working on eagerly with Indian and everyone. I guess Abhay can start up with the same. Can you guys give us the permission to present?
Definitely.
Yeah, amazing. So just one thing, Abhay is unable to unmute himself. Can you just have a look at him? Then we'll start.
Hello. Yeah, am I audible?
Perfect.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Is my screen?
Yep, we can see your screen.
Hello.
We can see your screen.
Yeah, perfect. So, hello everyone. This is Abhay Chaudhary and I'm from Review Labs. What Review Labs is, we're trying to build a no-code escrow service for the gig-based economy. So let's dive down into the problem first. The research shows that around 59% of the freelancers were owed 50,000 or more for completed work, and 72% of respondents say they still have outstanding invoices yet to be paid by their clients. Project acquisition was again chosen to be one of the biggest problems in the freelance career. Similarly, freelancers also face the struggle of juggling between a lot of projects at the same time. While for the clients often have to go through a time-consuming process in connecting and delegating with freelancers. Clients often, they face a backlash when work is demanded is not delivered on time. And again, clients face great difficulty in accessing and manage the payments because obviously they have a lot of projects going on at the same time. Now, let's take a deeper dive at the problem space. We've classified the problem space into three major sectors, namely escrow, listing, and validation. For the escrow part, we realize that the anonymity of the internet causes a lot of defaults in payments. So there's an easy possibility that I'm sitting in one country and my client is in another, and you could just not pay me and while the work is done. And that's a really big problem for freelancers who spend a lot of time doing the projects. The next part is listing. It's really hard for people to connect to people who are actually would want to work with them and they actually are the perfect fit for each other. Upwork and Fiverr, they just use pure raw listing, did not have any specialization, did not have any smart filters that could actually help connect people who would be right for each other. And finally, the hardest problem to solve, validation. Often there can be subjective conflicts between the freelancers and clients. Often freelancers can fake their skills, they can make fake resumes, they can make fake CVs and showcase they're good at something, but later on, it's just a waste of time for both of them to realize that, okay, this is not how it's going to work out. There's a quote by Balaji Srinivasan. In 1800s, you wouldn't steal because God would smite you. In 1900s, you didn't steal because the state would punish you. But in 2000, you cannot steal because the network won't let you. And this is exactly what we're here to do. We're going to utilize the power of the network to make sure no one is stealing again. Our way of making the gig sector a better place. So, as just described, the whole segmentation of the gig sector, let's start with the escrow. We are going to start by building an escrow system that is based on smart contracts and is deployed on blockchain so that it is visible to everyone. It is immutable. And the reason this is taken first is because the other two problems require an intricate social structure. Listing and validation both requires collaboration with DAOs. And thus, our timeline would go like, we would start by building escrow systems, and then simultaneously, we would start to collaborate with DAOs and build a whole listing structure. And by the time we're done with this, we would have enough of a social force to drive us to the validation sector, where we would utilize the powers of NFTs to actually help with the validation and conflict resolution. Yeah. So let's dive a bit deeper into the escrow system. To sum up the escrow system in three words: no code, smart contract, and escrow system. No code because the people would not have to code the smart contract themselves. It's completely no code. You just have to type what's the bounty, what are the milestones, and yes, the smart contract does it all for you. But what is a smart contract? Smart contract is a piece of code that is deployed on blockchain and it's completely immutable. And at the same time, it can be mutually decided. It can be decided before the gig actually starts. This way, it is made sure that no one is changing anything. It is made sure that the payments are received on time, and methodologies such as staking, it is made sure that there is no possibility of a payment default. And finally, the escrow system. Escrow is, like we all know, a legal entity between two parties. It makes sure that the money is kept safe and there isn't a possibility of a default. Here are a few features that we really thrive upon. Staking. Staking is, as I described, the client has to stake some amount of his money to make sure to the freelancer that he will not run away. Now, a frequent question that we're often asked is, hey, aren't you guys favoring the freelancer? There is no incentive for the client to come to you guys. Yes, that is definitely true. And that is why we have devised a system which we call the cradle system, which means that the power is equally distributed between the client and the freelancer. It's not that just the client has to stake their money and the freelancer has to do nothing. The freelancer also either has to stake their money or they would be the ones who first have to send a request for proposal to actually show the work that they are doing is worth it. It's not that just the client has all the liabilities and the freelancer can just run over with the work, because that is obviously not fair to the client. So that is why we have staking. Second, multisig. Utilizing the power of blockchain, multisig would help us actually mutually agree upon two parties that are probably sitting at two different parts of the world. Multisig would also help us in the validation aspect. When there's a conflict and people do not agree on each other, we can utilize the power of DAOs, and multisig can help us see, okay, this person actually has the skill when they are verified by third party, and multi-signatures cannot be faked because a multi-sig for a particular address can only be done using the public key signature of that very address. Then milestones. To simplify the whole big chunk of the gig, milestones can be set mutually by the freelancer and the client. Milestones would be like small stepping stones to the whole project. They can be mutually decided. The boundaries can be mutually decided for the two of them. And finally, 2-minute contracts. Signing contracts and making contracts is often a really long and tedious process. We simplify that by, again, like I said, no code system, and we make them into 2-minute contracts. It helps both the client and freelancers really ease down the whole process of making long contracts. Here's the fun part. We've all heard of NFTs, but we're going to make slight changes to it. We're going to introduce non-transferable but yet fungible NFTs with a feature of upgradability. NFTs with their feature of transferability often can kill the purpose when we're actually trying to validate the skill. So that is why we're going to make sure that they are non-transferable. Non-transferable would be like a soul bound. It means that if you have earned an NFT, you would have definitely done something by yourself. It cannot be that you paid for it or you've gotten it from someone else. And secondly, upgradability. Milestones can be set as upgradable levels in an NFT. So when you're working on a project with a client or a freelancer, each milestone would set a badge on the NFT and it would upgrade to another level. And when you've completed that complete gig, the NFT would be upgraded to the max level and it would be displayed on your profile as a badge of the work you've done. The business model. So unlike Fiverr and Upwork, we're going to charge around 1 to 4% per transaction cost taken equally for the freelancer and the client. Secondly, we're also planning to introduce tokenomics at later stages of the project. And one benefit of the tokenomics that I can just point out right away is that for everyone who will be using our native token for the transaction would have a really minimal fee for the transaction. And secondly, we would also start to introduce money lending models for the staking for both client and freelancers. A question that we're again asked a lot, why blockchain? Are you just one of those projects that are just building on blockchain for the sake of it? No. Firstly, blockchain gives us something really important that's lacking in the Web2 space. Blockchain helps us give transparency and power that is equally divided between freelancers and the client, which is something that is really missing in the Web2 incumbents, such as Upwork and Fiverr. With the model of smart contracts, the entire power lies in the hands of the freelancer and the client. There is no third party involved. In Upwork, like as many of you might have used Upwork, the entire power is in the client's hand. The freelancer literally has to pay some fee. They have to pay connects. They have to pay connects, as in the terminology of Upwork, to actually get to the client. And while the model obviously does work around something because there's Web2 based, but we were going to completely remove that. And using the power of blockchain, smart contracts, and multisig, we're going to give the power into the hands of the freelancers and the client. And secondly, NFTs and tokenization. Fake certifications have obviously been a major problem in the Web2 space, where you can just put up on your LinkedIn, okay, I've done all of this. But NFTs make sure that doesn't happen. The non-transferable and upgradable NFTs make sure that no one is faking it out. And obviously the tokenomics, as I described, would help us develop our own native currency and promote the usage of it as we reduce the transaction fee on it. So currently we're having our MVP finalized. We're participating in the Polygon Hackathon on 22nd. And by then MVP would be ready. In September, we plan our initial customer acquisition and begin our alpha testing. And we would also plan to develop the advanced features such as upgradable NFTs in the MVP. So to basically make the whole product complete. In October, we're planning to getting funded, widespread marketing of the escrow and outreach, and finally developing a proper listing strategy. We do have some sort of rudimentary listing at this point, but we're actually going to get down to listing the second phase of the problem as I described. In November, widespread implementation of the tokenomics and moving forward with the community model. And finally, utilizing the community to resolve conflict using voting, DAOs, and etc. So that's it from my side. I'd love to answer any questions if you have. It's been Abhay from Review Labs.
Thank you, guys. We'll maybe open up for one question, but other than that, we need to move on for the sake of time. All right, so let's move on to the next project. The next on the list is Uproad.
Okay. Hello, my name is Jevon. I'm here as a prisoner of Team Upload. I'm going to talk about our project idea. Our team consists with Steven, Youngjun, Jiyoung, Sosun, Yeji, and me. So first of all, let me talk about the problem we are trying to solve. The problem is when we begin to study Web3 knowledge, especially as a builder, the learning materials are too scattered and separated, and we feel just it is too complex. So we think we need more easy, arranged, and organized learning materials to attract more people in the Web3. There's another reason we are trying to solve this problem. Web3 projects generally promote their project by sharing their token, but we think the better way to promote their project is share knowledge about their project or product. So to solve this problem, we are going to make a creator-centered platform, which means learning material-centered. In this platform, creator can get reward for providing good learning materials. The good learning materials will be evaluated by participants both. So we researched some of our competitors. There's two different type of competitors, which are the customer value side and feature side. In customer values perspective, this product provides similar valuation to our target, like a crypto zombie of Ethereum Foundation and Near University of Near Foundation. And in feature perspective, we can say Mirror, Django, or Steemit had a similar feature with our product. The user interface will based on Gitbook or Mirror. So let me talk about our project in detail. We're going to make a Web3 creator-centered content platform, which provide blockchain learning materials. In this platform, people who have interested in Web3 and trying to learn Web3 can request blockchain contents. It can be about whole blockchain ecosystem. It can be about one of the blockchain network. It can be about particular Web3 product. And people who are interested in the request or who can provide with this request will provide learning materials. After that, people evaluate the learning materials. If the materials resolve the questioner's request, and people will vote on the material, and if not, people will not. In this system, user can utilize utilize the high quality contents, and new project stakeholders are also able to promote their project and new improvement. Here's our tech stacks. We are considering Ethereum, Clayton, and AI network, which our mentors provide for us. And we are going to build these with Solidity, JavaScript or TypeScript, and React.js, Node.js, and Express.js, Firebase. And we are also considering Bootstrap, Redux, MetaMask, Hardhat, Alchemy. Thank you for watching my presentation, and I hope every team do a great job on their project.
Okay, great. Thanks again. So now we'll be moving on to the next project presentation, CoralQuest. So if anyone from the CoralQuest team is here, we can unmute you. I think I saw Bruce.
Same here with CoralQuest. It's a name we came up with, and I'll explain what it is and what we're doing and why we're doing it. It's a global quest to revive our oceans for a sustainable future. Mentor Ingi Kim. Yeah, moving on. So why am I building CoralQuest? Out of a personal passion to save the coral reefs and preserve the ocean ecosystems. Oh wait, is this showing on the screen? Yeah, let's move that. Yeah, it's out of a personal, just kind of woken up to the environmental destruction that's occurring all around the world. Not necessarily to climate change per se, but to oil and plastic and chemical pollution all around the world. Just this past June, I met Angeline Chen of Global Coalition. It's a nonprofit organization that works with local communities all over the world to protect key marine areas, employ fishermen in mangrove restoration. They deploy land-based coral farms to local NGOs to scale the growth. They also build large-scale sculptures deployed into the sea to become coral reef restoration sites. And so why am I building Coral Quest, which I'll explain what it is? I want to increase awareness through interactive experiences, as well as funding the IRL efforts. So I want to bring what they're doing in the real world to Web3 by, through NFTs, and I'll share on the next slides. And why is this important? Improving reef and mangrove health means improving water quality, food security, local economy and livelihood, and global ecosystem sustainability. We depend so much on the coral reefs around the world, and from the bleaching of the Great Barrier Reef and others, it seems hopeless, but it's not actually. There's a lot of great effort being done, and I want to highlight that and bring that to Web3 in a way that, so the vision for Coral Quest is to increase awareness and scale the efforts of the global reef restoration communities through a powerful combination of art, science, and Web3. We aim to build an interactive web experience, which has a map of sites with info of what's going on with the sites. We want to provide special unlockable video and audio content of what's going on in the sites, local elders providing mythologies and context as to why it's important, what's going on in their communities and such. With the interactive web experience, we'd like to have users view and purchase NFTs, view them in a neat interactive way, more than just a 2D static picture that you see on OpenSea and whatnot. We have plans there, as well as providing a leaderboard of community member contribution, which expands not only on-chain activity, but social activity and more to come. We also want we want to build a virtual world / simulation / game built in Unity. That's out of the scope now, but we want users to be able to navigate the world, to enter it through the experience, to see contributions from other members in a way that I can describe in more detail later. That's out of the scope, but we have built something. The background image you see now is actually something we've built in Unity, where you can swim around and there's audio and such. Anyway, we want to drop sculptures as NFTs alongside the actual real world sculptures that are getting dropped into the sea. The NFTs would unlock deeper access into the community, provide access to the interactive virtual world and other rewards. It supports building and the deployment of the sculptures in the real world, and users will be able to view the 3D sculpture in the web app with accompanying information. We also have plans for other NFTs. We've drafted a collection called Planulay, and as well as AI generated avatars. Still figuring out what to do with precisely, trying to get the whole vision together. And the long-term vision is eventually inviting holders to a private retreat on site, be it Dominican Republic, Indonesia, Tanzania, and there's quite a few others that they're involved with. How will I build Coral Quest? Been figuring that out. Have to determine the blockchain that we're going to use, whether we use Solidity or another smart contract language, finding a storage solution for the NFTs, Arweave, Filecoin, maybe another. We'll plan on building it in JavaScript using React.js, Web3.js, and other tools, still exploring, figuring out what's out there and what the best solution there is. Yeah, we plan on building the interactive map, which will have animations, like zooming in and out, viewing the information with accompanying video and audio. CTA to support by NFTs, thinking about the art, the UI, ADA compliance, accessibility, making it mobile friendly, etc. Visual mockups, we don't have anything digital yet. We have worked on a small prototype, but these are just rough sketches of how it would look like, multi-page flow. Here on the bottom left, with the page 1, you would see the 3D sculpture, be able to like turn it around, view it at all angles. It'll have information attached to it. We're thinking whether the NFT would be purchased in whole or fractionalized. So if users would own a part of the statue and maybe attach like a message to it, lots of various ideas there, as well as the page for the map, zooming in and out, accompanying information. And yeah, moving on. I don't know how much time I have left. Progress so far. So we've been researching how NFTs are actually minted, stored, retrieved, sold, that whole process. Researching blockchains, Ethereum, Solana, Near, Cardano, still undecided. There's great points of all of them, the ecosystems and the community. So still figuring that out. We've tinkered with the React app and smart contract on the Polygon Mumbai testnet to test the gating and unlocking of additional web content for token holders, part of the overall vision of what we're doing here for this scope. We need to explore unlocking web content for all viewers based on collective community contribution. So we don't want to build an experience that's only gated for holders of our tokens. We want this to still be like raising awareness all around the world, to everyone, as many people as possible. So we don't want too many gated activities, but to still provide value for holders that are really helping us with the initiative. We've mocked the site design and user experience, as you saw on the previous slide, and they do have an existing unreleased NFT collection. We're still thinking about how best to release it and integrate it into this whole experience. So I need help with kind of everything. If there's a fellow, I've talked to Ingi. He's provided some high-level support, and hopefully he or others would be able to help. I do know other developers outside of the fellowship, but it would be cool to involve as many fellows as possible. So with React.js developer assistance, with the interactive map, smart contract developer to build and secure the experience, determining which blockchain to use, determining the minting process, exploring fungible token feasibility. This is a new idea that I don't have to expand on now. And yeah, just explore all our options, but really start to write the code and build this map and the initial stages of it. So yeah, that's Coral Quest. Thank you so much for listening. If there's any questions, happy to field them.
Our presentation is very simple, and also maybe is Divya available to jump on to cap off the meeting? Okay, do you see my screen?
Yes, we do.
Cool. So this is a umbrella project that because we're creating DAO tooling. So we are also organizing sub projects, Divya's project and Ishwar's project being the highlight here as part of this greater project. So the greater project is well, it's really labeled under State Style Our University, because since cohort 1, we've been trying to figure out how to structuralize the content, try to create a curriculum, and now we're using the tools that we're creating to create new tools. So the new tools that we are creating, the essential component is human-powered smart contracts. So I won't go into too much detail, but basically, it's a fundamental component for solving the problem of human coordination within DAOs, which is what we see as the primary problem today with DAOs. It's transactional. The entry point is just a transaction on a marketplace. And when it comes to the actual coordination, collaboration, and value creation, it's not really being done. So how do we solve this problem? By creating DAO tooling, by creating human-powered smart contracts. What are solutions that already exist? They really don't exist, but there's plenty of DAO platforms like Realms and AstroDAO each have their strengths and weaknesses, but you know, the problem is there's still no engagement, no coordination that is like supported directly by tokenomics, by trustnomics, by human rituals, by human powered smart contracts, which is what we think they need. So what is the final product for the day? We have multiple pilot projects. So maybe Divya and Ishwar can they likely will have their own presentations, but that's what we're about. So I will hand off the mic to the rest of the gang. So I don't know how you scheduled the order of the presentation, but if it would be nice if Divya and Ishwar could talk about their respective projects right after me.
Yeah, I think I see Divya in the call. If you want to unmute Divya, we can talk about your project.
So hi everyone, I'm working on a decentralized ads platform called Crypto Ads, and rewarding that statistics, like advertisement industry is like $378 billion worth of industry, according to 2020 statistics, of which $68 billion goes to US. And in the crypto space, right now, like in 2020, it was at $166 million, and it is expected to be around $460 million in crypto space. But right now, all the solutions that we can find is like advertisements using Web2, uh, tools like Google Ads and Facebook ads, but there is no particular like technology or particular tool which enables Web3 integration into uh, advertisement platform. Yeah. And there are like few problems in the current advertisement industry. The first is like it's extremely centralized and all the data is being controlled by tech giants like Google and Facebook. And all the data is being collected and is being monetized without the consent of users. And like there are like lots of ads which are like misleading and not good for end users. So right now I'm building a solution, crypto ads, to solve all these problems wherein like there is no intermediary way who's going to collect data on each individuals, and also community would be able to like give their inputs towards ads, so that like even the person who's creating the ads would be able to like create better ads for the community which are more engaged. Right now it's still in ideation phase, so I cannot like say much about timeline, and but it would be done by the end of the cohort. Thank you.
So I'll continue like this, okay? So I'm Saksham from Rent NFT. My fellow team member is Harsh Kumar. So what we are building is a NFT renting platform. So let's get into what problem today's NFT have is right now. So NFTs have really exploded in the last few months, as everyone knows. There are a lot of NFT projects coming out every day, but the main problem with NFTs are like they're really illiquid, and very few NFTs really have utility like gaming projects. So even if even if they have like even if they have utility, according to a survey by CoinGecko, most of the NFT project holders do not even utilize the benefits of the holding that NFT. So what we're trying to do is reducing that problem and trying to introduce a solution so that the NFT can be rented to another person who really needs the product right now. So our solution is that there will be one lender who will be using our protocol, and you will send the NFT to the smart contract. The smart contract will generate a wrapped NFT which the borrower gets, and the projects which want to enable renting can integrate with us. When the borrower utilizes this NFT and returns the wrapped NFT to the smart contract, the wrapped NFT is going to get burned and the original NFT is going to be returned back to the owner. So there are actually three solutions of renting NFT in this market. One is collateralized. So how this work is that uh, so the renter, no, the borrower will actually deposit some tokens as a collateral for renting that NFT. But the problem is that a borrower could maybe sometimes never return that NFT. So we're going to use more of a collateralized way of renting NFTs. So there is actually a new standard that's getting popular. That's by Double Protocol. You can check it out. So they've introduced a new standard called ERC 4907, which is an extension of ERC 721, which has a built-in rental feature. So we're going to be building on near protocol. So we also hope to build a similar token standard in near blockchain, which can maybe remain dominant in the future. So that's it for our product day. We're going to build a platform and a protocol and a platform by using which you can rent your NFTs to other people who really need it for a certain amount of agreed amount of tokens, and will take in some few percentage commission from that trade. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is LaWanda, and my project is HBC University, and the acronym is HBCU. And I know most people probably don't know what a HBCU is, but in the United States, HBCU stands for Historically Black Colleges and Universities. And so I wanted to do a project where I'm working with HBCUs, and the students who will be a part of HBC University will learn, teach, and earn. So it's a gamification project. So my motivation comes from participating in boot camps and trainings on technology and the blockchain, how to build dApps and how to become a developer. And most of the teachers are people who are actually teaching. They'll say, oh, it's easy, just do A, B, C, D. And it's just not that easy. And so going through these programs, I started having feelings of frustration, disappointment, dissatisfaction, irritation, discouragement. And so after talking to others, I realized others were having these same feelings going through these developer programs, where the developers were excellent in being developers, but not so great in being teachers. And with me being an educator, it was easy to identify that that was the gap. They would teach on the level of their knowledge and not on the level of the students' knowledge. So that leads me to, after seeing what I was going through, and also looking at what's going on in the real world of technology and training in the area of developing in Web3, I actually saw research showed that 40% of Black STEM students switched their majors before graduating from college, and 26% of Black STEM students drop out altogether. And so my goal is to increase the number of Black students graduating and working in STEM. 68% of Black tech workers say they feel uncomfortable in a tech-related role. And so my goal is to create better work environments for Black tech workers by advocating with different tech programs as far as in Web3, and also making those connections with the students and those tech programs early so they won't be uncomfortable. And then 68% of businesses are aware of their lack of diversity on tech teams. 51% of those interviewed said that they have diversity in their focus. So that means half of the people who were interviewed or surveyed don't even think about diversity. And 4% said they never considered the lack of diversity. So basically the 4% basically just don't care at all about diversity. And so my goal in that area is to increase diversity in tech. And I started thinking about this particular, when I started thinking about this particular project, I researched and I saw that EduDAO, which I think is backed by BigDAO, was the only competitor that I saw, and they're connected to Ivy League schools like Berkeley, Harvard, MIT, and Oxford. Well, the big difference in EduDAO and what HBC University is that EduDAO focuses on Ivy League schools. HBC University would focus on HBCUs. And the other difference is HBC University is a learn, teach, earn gamification project. And that's different than EduDAO. So my overview of my project, basically we would partner with different HBCUs across the nation, and we would invite their students to be a part of HBC University, where they would learn through courses. And some example courses are Intro to Web3, developer courses, marketing courses, data analytics courses, and design courses. So basically we wanted to allow them to learn all the different areas of Web3. Then those students also have to teach. Now they can teach an Intro to Web3 course or a workshop to college students and community members, or they can teach coding class to elementary students. And then at the end, they earn an NFT. And I'm thinking of doing a soul-bound certificate. And they also can participate in bounties, internships, and hackathons. And so HBC University is an education DAO. The tool I plan to use is Glide, and the product will be an HBC University app. And that's it.
Okay. Hi, I'm Irene, and I want to present my project in this fellowship. It is about layer 1 research and development. I have lots of interest in layer 1 and wanted to deep dive on it. I think you know that I'm a member of EWA Chain, the Blockchain Academy Club of EWA Women's University. There's a core development project and study team in EWA Chain, so I had some experiences to study about blockchain cores and network using Go and Substrate. Also, because I want to go a foundation for the next job, so I was studying about blockchain core SDKs by my own. I was studying about Cosmos SDKs and Polygon Edge for my personal project. Throughout this fellowship project, that will be great opportunity to conduct my own project about blockchain cores. So I chose to study layer 1 deeply. In this project, I would like to research layer 1 by the low code level and develop a simple chain using various SDKs from separate ecosystems. Thus, I can understand more about the parts of the protocols like consensus engines, the peer communications, and how the transactions will be executed. About the project, I will research about Ethereum and monolithic solutions like Near, Solana, Aptos, and Sui. For using SDKs and to study more about various protocols, I will study about Cosmos and Polkadot too. And because most of the blockchain cores are built with Go and Rust, I will study these kind of languages. And about the development, I will build a simple blockchain with Go without lectures. And then I will try to build a blockchain by my own by following some tutorials, some SDKs. The output would be presented on the Medium article and GitHub projects, I think. About the tech stacks and tools. As I said before, that the most blockchain cores are built with Go and Rust, so I've used that kind of languages. And about the SDKs, I would like to use Cosmos SDKs of Cosmos and Substrate of Polkadot, and also Polygon Edge and SuperNets by Polygon. To build a blockchain, it is needed to have basic knowledges about computer science, like basic languages rules and networks and communications, and data storage also, and deep understanding about blockchains. And this is my schedule. I prepared this presentation by these 3 days, and from the next day, I will conduct research with the previous researches that I conducted before. And then I will build a simple blockchain with Go. And then I will use the SDKs of some ecosystems one by one. Then I would like to complete and wrap up my project before the demo days. Thank you for listening to my presentation and hope everyone's project can be completed successfully.
Can you guys see my screen right here?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so my name is Nathaniel Liu, and I am currently a rising junior at Penn studying data analytics. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, and in some of my past experience, So just background on me, some of my past experience, I've worked with some tech startups in the Bay Area and on the East Coast. And I've also am a founding member of a social media platform, which was called Picnic. And that was when the team and I made a social media platform, which embedded the ideas from TikTok and Reddit. So what I'll be doing during the course of the fellowship is by doing some research to build my portfolio as a research analyst. Some of my background are mostly in traditional finance and mostly in the Web2 area. But during the summer after going to Consensus, I became really interested in the space and wanted to learn more. So like as a beginner / novice in this space, I wanted to just research and write and put my findings down into some reports to get a better understanding. So some of the responsibilities of a research analyst, just briefly, research assets and protocols in the blockchain space and translate them into reports, conduct investment due diligence using on-chain metrics and fundamental analysis, build and maintain queries, visualizations, and dashboards, and gain deep understanding of relevant aspects of the crypto space, including tech, legal, regulatory, economic, and protocol background details. Yeah, so I decided to split my research into 3 different areas. So one I thought of was breakdowns. So breakdowns would be brief explanations of assets and protocols I'm interested in looking into, and there would be more towards an audience who don't have a familiar understanding about them, and I would put it in a good way so it's very clear for them. Second would be Sql Dashboard Analysis. So some of my backgrounds at the startups, I've looked at like customer metrics and KPIs, and then I wrote queries and presented it to them. So I thought I would use those skills into this fellowship by creating some dashboards and writing some analysis about them. And here are some examples right here. So these are just like really like simple examples of dashboards that I could create, but I found an example on Near Wallet. So this is just the dashboards of new wallets created on Near. And here are the active users right here. Interactions on the platform. and the demographics of where the nearest citizens are from. So I thought I would apply some of my knowledge in like the Web2 space into here, just to build my portfolio and expertise on. And so my final product would be a deep dive research report on an asset and protocol I would be looking into. Of course, that's to be determined. I'm working with my mentors at New Order. They have a research hub called Frogs Anonymous, and where they have different writers write research reports. So I'll be working with them on learning more about the space and yeah, and my progress would be presented in a Substack that I'll probably make soon. So yeah, thank you.
There's another team who wants to make NFT rental protocol. So it's good and it's similar to my projects. So thanks for sharing. Yeah. What I want to build during the SDF02 is a NFT rental protocol on the Platon network. You guys may have thoughts about why I'm making an NFT rental protocol, especially on the Platon network. So I'll explain. NFT markets, which have been initially led by individuals, are now led by actual companies. More and more companies are minting NFT and becoming emerging leaders in the NFT market. NFTs are used as marketing tools. So, for example, companies give their products such as festival tickets and merchandise to NFT holders to increase the number of loyal customers. These benefits have created an increased demand for NFT. Although the NFT market has become more popular, the market comes with challenges. One main issue is that the market is highly volatile, meaning prices can change rapidly. This means investing in NFTs can be risky for holders. Users who want to invest may hesitate due to rapidly changing prices. Rental Protocol aims to connect NFT holders looking to make additional profit and users who want to receive special holding benefits. For example, if there is an event held in Seoul that requires an NFT, users who don't have NFT can rent an NFT for an affordable price from an NFT holder. Through this protocol, user can access the event, and the original holder can make additional profit through the rental process. The rental protocol can also be applied from holder to holder. Many projects use the number of NFTs as a criterion for holders to receive benefits. However, since having multiple NFTs can be risky, some holders may not be willing to invest in more NFTs to get those benefits. To solve this, the rental protocol will allow holders to rent NFTs from other NFT holders during the snapshot period to receive the benefits. Then after the snapshot period, NFTs are returned. By doing this, a holder who wants to receive benefits can get benefits without risk, and a holder who lends their NFTs can make additional profit. So the main point of the project is that user can rent NFT for a snapshot period to receive benefit, then return it after the snapshot. Holder who doesn't or can't receive holding benefit, they can just make additional profit through the rental protocol. Then why should it be on the Platon network? Because many large companies such as Lotte, Hyundai, and Shinsegae have entered the NFT market through Platon. For example, Puvilla NFT, which is supported by Shinsegae department store, gives users benefits linked to their department discount ticket and the ticket for the VIP lounge. Lotte also offers benefits linked to the Lotte World, which is amusement park, and Lotte Signature Hotel through the Belly Bear NFT. Many companies in the Clayton network come in and offer real-life benefits to users. This creates a huge demand for renters, as it gives you a strong competitive edge that is different from other chains. And also, currently, there's no protocol for NFT rental on the Clayton chain. Therefore, if we launch a project, I think it will be a competitive edge. In addition, I think my NFT rental protocol, which has a special logic that allows ordinary users who do not participate in rental to make money, will make the protocol more attractive. I'm aiming to launch this protocol and plan to participate in Playmakers, the Play Hackathon, which runs from August to September. Currently, the demo version of the contracts is already deployed and has passed the basic test. And also, I just finished the front end just today in this refactoring. And now I'm planning to proceed with backend development. But since my expertise is a Solidity developer rather than the backend or design, I would need help in the areas of design and especially in the backend. Furthermore, since I develop alone, there may be errors that still need to be fixed. I think including more collaboration in this project will be great help. Therefore, if you are interested in my project or would like to collaborate, please feel free to DM me. Additionally, all development-related sources are open and development journals are being posted on blogs.
Sangjun Heston is from Clayton, so he commented on this chat room. So yeah, just so Sangjun knows. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I think next is Levy and Ari. So,
oh, perfect.
Phew. I was supposed to present on oral presentation, but since everyone else made a presentation, visual presentation, I was going to share my Notion page quick. So yeah, okay, here we go. Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Levy and presenting on behalf of the team with Ari. Ari and I are also working for StayStyle now. Thanks to StayStyle, I could go to crypto conference like Istanbul Consensus and KBW in 2022. There I experienced a lot and learned a lot about Web3 ecosystem. What I learned the most is importance of community. People want to be involved in community that fulfill their diverse needs. Some wants to learn, some wants to build, some wants to network, some wants to chill. Getting to know them closer, I found their needs to increase their psychological safety is also enormous. Even one of my friends, Madden Hashit, said, working in crypto is like walking on thin ice. I'm not broken yet, but I feel like it will be broken anytime all of a sudden. This is a more slightly humorous example that one tweet above said, how outsider can network with Web3 people. It is so hard. And Minhyun Kim, who is also the founder of our partners and AI network, said, let's make outsider DAO. I'm already in and want people to join. Sometimes not only for Web3 novice, but also Web3 expertise feel like they're small. They are not belong to quite mainstream, like an outsider. And this is why I want to create a DAO for Web3 workers to increase their psychological safety so that they could feel safer and become more creative and more productive. And I believe this will lead Web3 products more innovative. When we look into the data, with Web3 workers number is getting bigger and bigger. More new developers join when Web3 market value increased. Even when the price began to fall, developers could continue to grow. If this cycle is like this, developer could continue to grow until 2022-23. And I think the same will happen to other workers like PM, community manager, and business developers, and so on. So I will briefly talk about our idea. We haven't decided development much so far since we were so occupied with Korea Blockchain Week, but we will develop more based on your all feedback. Our mission is even your small story, it is precious. I want to make a community where individuals are precious as they are. We haven't decided our name yet. There were so many lists on our name tag. We haven't decided like value, my little precious style, play, learn DAO, etc. We want our name to be showing our identity well. Our goal is to create a space where Web3 workers can comfortably open up their concerns. This will enhance a sense of psychological safety and contribute to expansion of blockchain ecosystems through their continuous work and exchange of insights. Our one-liner is still to be developed, but this is what it is right now. So this is what we are going to do. The main communication channel will be YouTube, and we are going to interview a real Web3 worker from Web3 expertise and to Web3 novice, and share their insight of Web3. Our main reference is Korean YouTuber Shin Sa-im-dang. I guess many Korean already knew him. He's really famous in Korea. He is a YouTuber who mainly makes a video and on various topics related to economic and finance through interview with experts. This was a great success because many people wanted to hear the opinion and insight of various experts on economy and finance. We will also have in mind thinking like minting membership NFT built on Clayton. The main difference between with other community is we are targeting non-developers. Most of the Web3 community for builders are mainly focusing on developers, and this makes non-developers hard to understand about blockchain. But the good news is nowadays in Korea, there are lots of new community focusing on other than developers are emerging. One example is One Block Club. This is community that concentrate on community manager. Hipsurvey, which was one of the most famous DAO in Korea, was built for marketer and PMs. However, sadly, they stopped their project because of some accidents. The existence of other similar community makes us feel like we are not alone. So what we are going to do next is first stage, me and Eri will going to meet more than 15 people and do a survey about our product and concept. And then we are going to create a YouTube channel and Twitter channel. When we reach 100 community in our community channel, we will launch a brief meetup and we will have like IRL meeting. When we reach our community to 300, we will start a regular monthly meetup. And when we hit 500, we will launch our membership and NFT in Clayton and maybe go global. This is what we built so far. If you have any feedback, please leave it to chat so that we could update more. And I wish Stay-Style second cohort fellows to join our community when we launch. Thank you for listening.
Hey everyone, my name is Shao. This presentation is just going to be a quick oral presentation here. My project for this cohort is going to be what I call Coalesce, multi-chain wallet that prioritizes safety towards newer Web3 users. And hopefully in the future, even advanced users would like to stick around just because of the psychological safety that we provide, kind of like what Levy said earlier. And I think that's one topic that doesn't get talked about too much. It seems that wallets nowadays are just reinventing themselves and not moving in a direction where it allows users to essentially use Web3 without having to deal with all these like long addresses, safety features that that the wallets should protect you from certain malicious contracts or sending it to strangers or even to like an invalid address, right? Sometimes like certain things also protect you from that. But I want to have a little bit of a easier, more simple interactions where the wallet actually just completely prevents you from doing a lot of these things. And that's kind of like the problem statement that I'm trying to tackle. And some of the features that I kind of want to plan for, or that I have in plan for this smart contract, well, there's multiple components to it. There's one, it being a multi-chain wallet. I'm going to be building this, at least in terms of the MVP, will be on Clayton and Near. In the future, I plan on expanding this to like Ethereum on just any EVM compatible chains. And some of the features that I'm going to be focusing on for this cohort specifically are all centered around safety. And what they're really going to be, or at least like the four things that I plan on getting done for this cohort is going to be the two-factor authentications. I think one issue is that it's maybe an issue where users don't have ways to get notifications. And I think this is just a simple way to get a little bit more psychological safety in a very quick and efficient way as I kind of develop more things to deal with that. User and smart contracts whitelisting. It's a very simple smart contract NFT kind of situation where if you have the NFT, you're allowed to be able to interact with these contracts or users. Without it, it's going to be pretty much, it wouldn't let you send transactions between the two. Easy multi-sig spin-ups for collaboration, and also like, almost like a joint bank account, things like this that should be inherently built into wallets that allows easy access. And I think when I was working on this, one problem I came up with is that people would like to use different providers potentially, and maybe in a future iteration, it might be something that I kind of plan on where it's the wallet themselves are actually modular and allow you to build extensions on top for devs to kind of swap in and out of bridges or smart contracts and how you interact with it. I don't want people to necessarily be stuck with what I build. I think that seems a little foolish. But some of the things that are definitely outside the scope of this cohort is a messaging system and a notification system. Those things I think are also essential to having a good user-friendly wallet experience that's a little bit more modern than, and it's starting to sound a little bit Web 2. And I think that's also one big problem that Web3 wallets have, is that they don't feel like Web 2 enough, where it allows for new users to just quickly get in here and start messing around with things. But yeah, so that's kind of like what I'm going to be building for this fellowship. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thank you, Colin. If anyone has any questions or feedback, now would be the time. But yeah, I definitely look forward to seeing your project. All right, Yuri, do we have anyone else that's here to present, or is that I think that's
Yeah.
everybody.
I don't see if you're from Meta Queens, Mute Labs, Marcor, Sugar Block, or Football DAO, maybe you can tell me. But yeah, I don't see the presenters in this room. So yeah, I think that's all. Yes.
Okay. So it looks like we can wrap up a little bit early, get you guys back to your days or go to sleep. But just to reiterate the final announcements that we had today, make sure that you add your Ethereum address to this link. That will be for the NFT, amongst other things. We have the mandatory questionnaire that needs to be filled out by the 21st. And then the bounty checklist as well, so you guys can participate in the bounty and earn some free money. So yeah, make sure you guys head to those links. Thank you all for participating in our SDF02 project presentation day. It was really great to see, everyone's projects. It's very exciting to see what people are working on. We have some time left in the fellowship, so there will be obviously more events, more resources that we'll provide to you guys. But yeah, definitely, reach out to us if there's anything else, like any feedback you guys have, anything else you think that we could provide, let us know. And again, thank you for showing up. It was definitely a great time. I enjoyed seeing everyone's projects, being on the operations side, seeing this come to life. It's exciting. So yeah, everyone, thank you again, and we'll be talking to you soon.